Oh, wait, ABC Tech, are you guys ready to roll? I'm assuming they are, so go for it.
Okay. Gator City Council now be in session. Would you please stand with the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America,
and to the
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
Roll call, please.
Yeah, that was a hoot.
That wasn't coordinated. Here.
Bill,
We still said it though. We
Bill?
got it in.
Loffman,
Here.
Leonard,
Here.
Marlin,
Here.
McMillan,
Here.
Wolverton,
Here.
Reading of the minutes, Mr. Marlin.
I make a motion, we dispense with the reading of the minutes and place on file.
All in favor of the motion?
Need a second.
Oh, need a second, sorry.
I'll second the motion.
Hoffman.
I'll second the motion.
All right, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion is granted. Mayor's report.
I get the head honcho chair here. This could be interesting. Well, I hope nobody's screen breaks. Here we are. To say things have been a little interesting would be an understatement, but let's go try to be normal here. Number one, fire chief request to appropriate $2,400 check to an equipment line item from Mark's radio grant. That's fire chief. Number two, Economic Community Development Director requests permission to A, enter into partnership agreement with the Guernsey County Commissioners to administer the CHIP grant. B, declare the city as the lead agency on the grant application. Three, Service Director requests to begin the 2020-2021 ODOT salt purchase agreement. That's pretty much it.
Okay, those requests will all be referred to the Finance Committee.
Okay, a little information. Again, the Wednesday meeting, thank you for those who responded, willing to come this Wednesday. We've had a really hard week the last couple of weeks. Unfortunately, we're going to have a few more. As you know, a week ago, I issued a declaration of fiscal emergency for the city of King. We instituted an 8-hour furlough for all city employees per week, with the exception of the 24-hour operation fire, police, and water plant, which will start this Friday. City Hall and the Armory will be closed on Fridays, but will remain open Monday through Thursday. There's been a lot of confusion surrounding the declaration. As mayor, I have the authority to do this, and it was a very tough decision to make, but one that I had done in order to try to get a handle on the city finance. In a nutshell, folks, we had meetings for up to 2 weeks with everyone from different departments, along with the auditor and treasurer. We're just seeing the beginning of this in other political climates. I can't worry about what they're doing. I know this. We barely got that budget passed. Week and a half later, we were into this thing. We have 2% taxes not being paid, and 80% of there's just a lot of problems backstage. These dollars with that delayed tax, stick to the script. The municipal court is cooperating with the fiscal emergency declaration. However, per requirements of the Supreme Court, they are open 5 days a week, and they will adjust their staff accordingly. And I want to applaud the judges meeting me on that. And it's very much a hardship. But that puts all people on the same page. And I think that's huge. The income tax deadline has been extended from April to July. And with that, residents have questions regarding income tax need to call the treasurer's office. That adjustment, folks, we've got hypothetically enough money encumbered right now to meet our obligations. But when it gets between April 15th and July 15th, we have traditionally what we saw come through the back channel. That will be somewhat damaged without question. And without question, facing next year in the first quarter, that's the one I'm really worried about. And that's every single political authority out there. No one's ducking this. It is going to be what it is. And I pray we don't lose jobs. We're gonna have a lot of hurt feelings between A and B, and I'm wearing it right in the middle of it. But big picture, we're maintaining benefits and job security at this time. The move from this building, I want to throw that out there, to the new complex downtown has been delayed, primarily because of the virus, but also due to issues on the roof at the Hondros building. And we have not made a new move date schedule yet, but we are hopeful to be able to do that in the next month. And a little bit more tidbit on that. We were literally ready to move when this virus really ramped up in the second week. Tuscarawas is where the moving company was coming out of. They had 8 to 10 cases at that time. It just wasn't the time to bring that. There's just way too much fear out there. In the middle of that, we had these rainstorms and wind, and we have a lot of problems a little bit on that roof, which we'll work through now. But again, we're not seriously in a rush right now. So it's just best to firm things up. It's the goal of the administration to continue to provide a quality services to our residents that we have come to expect and enjoy. And it may take us some time to get to all the concerns that we receive, but we are working to and will continue to do so to the best of our city. A little bit off script on that. What you're going to see, in my opinion, property code will be one of the ones. Right now, grass is growing at a record pace. I like to have things mowed up out there. We still got an election going on. Get these signs turned down. We're going to have some high grass folks. I reach out to the residents and the councilmen. Think a little differently in the next few weeks. If you get that one extra day, if you see that grass out there and you can communicate to Kim Conrath or myself, I personally am going to grab my mower and head out on Thursdays a little bit and knock some down, because there's no way in the month of June we're going to have what we had. We're not going to have the temporary employees. As many as 15 part-time summer jobs will not be filled this year. This is going to be a rough summer. It just is. We're going to make the best of it. It's going to be a little tough. Park board just had a meeting last week. We're optimistic in some area. I'm not going to go off and say something I can't back up right now, but there may be another couple tough ones yet. When you take 2 months, maybe 3 months, let's just say for back to business, it takes 2 solid months out of damage. And then we have mental damage for another month. People aren't going to just jump right back out in there. And we are the city. We are the lead. We are the ones that, so for that reason, we're just going to stick right in there right now and make some of the hard calls early. I don't know, one day at a time. But I will be open about it all the way through it, like we've always tried to be. And I do truly appreciate the council's willingness to have a meeting when we need to. So, Council President, that's all I have.
Any questions of the mayor this evening?
Yeah, I do have a question, Bill. The furlough part, that's 8 hours for every employee that's not fire, police, or water, right?
Right.
Now, is that including the chiefs for fire and police?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they are furloughed?
Yes.
They're not furloughed.
They are.
They're taking the hit too. Yes.
The
Okay.
Fire department and the police department, I thought you said we're off limits.
The chiefs.
Chiefs.
They're
Okay.
paying into, they're taking the furlough part.
They're going to take a furlough also. And then the water department, the
Water.
superintendent is also going to
Yes.
furlough. Okay. I just was wondering. I had a couple questions asked me by people out in the community what was going to happen there. And some ideas was brought up about, if we have a fire, we need the chief on staff. And I said, well, from my understanding, he'll still be around. I didn't know how to handle that question, Tom. That was
It's kind of like, take myself. I'm going to pull by permit. I'm to be paid. I'm on a different guideline, but I'm pulling that money out like everybody else and donating mine. And I'm going to pick Salvation Army. I mean, but at the same time, everybody else that can join it is joining in. We got 100 at this point. Unless what happens, I don't know, but we got 100% participation.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we had an answer for if there was a situation like a drug bust or fire or
we're on call for special duty. Let's just say, for example, I ding myself. My phone rings. I'm still coming. You don't turn that off. Yeah.
We just want to make sure that the community understands that.
Yeah. I mean, police chief, police captain, fire chief, Rocky Hill, but we will do our job. Tom
Okay.
Lang. Sure.
Sounds good.
Good question.
No,
Yeah, Mayor, you had mentioned that the city hall will be closed on Friday, but then stated it's going to be open Monday through Thursday. Isn't it closed to the public at this time?
I'm sorry, you really mumbled up with it.
Kim, you broke up really bad. Can you repeat it?
Yeah, you had indicated that city hall is going to be closed on Fridays.
Yes.
But then you also stated that it's open Monday through Thursday. But it was my understanding that city hall is closed to the public.
Yeah, right now we are under the the COVID-19 situation where the door is still locked to the public. You can set up a time, but we're open to do public work Monday through
Right.
Thursday.
I've had a lot of questions, especially pertaining to income tax and getting help with their income tax
We
returns.
still have the night box, the data, that box is open all the time.
Right. Okay.
And
thank you.
also council members, if a resident comes to City Hall, the front door and the back door has a sheet of paper that lists every one of our department phone numbers on it.
Right.
And they are told that if they want one of us, all they have to do is call that number and we will either meet them at the door to give them what they want or answer their question via the phone. So we are open for business and we're still working, but we're just not necessarily wide open to the public.
Right. And I just wanted to verify that and let the community know that. So, thank you.
any other questions? Okay, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to the clerk gets your seat back. We'll go to communications.
All right, the first one is a request from Councilman Leonard. You all will remember that a few weeks ago, we had a request from some residents in his ward and we did hear back from the law director on how to proceed. So now Mr. Leonard would like to have his request considered under section 155.2703, initiation of zoning amendments, section B. By adoption of a resolution of the city council, I would like to request the following amendments to the Cambridge zoning code. Amend the CI district from Water Street to North 4th Street to Wheeling Avenue to East Street to include SF2 and GSC as described in the Cambridge zoning code. And to amend minimum lot area section 155.17 on page 44 of the Cambridge zoning code, CI from 2 acres to 1 acre, amend the minimum lot width from 300 feet to 150 feet, and amend section 155.0505, minimum dwelling area from 1,600 square feet to 1,200 square feet.
Yeah, this will be referred to committee as a whole.
And what I will do, I will scan this in and email all of this information to you so that you'll have it to look at, because he's got maps and he's got the current code, all the information that you should need to have that. So I will scan that in and email it to you tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Okay, any questions about that? Next, please.
Okay, the next one came through an email from Jeremy Edwards. Ladies and gentlemen of the council, my name is Jeremy Edwards and I have been a resident of Cambridge, Ohio for nearly 40 years. We find ourselves living in unprecedented and uncertain times. Due to the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic, our nation's economy has now too become uncertain, echoing lessons of a 1930s America. Negative interest rates, the loss of $3.3 million jobs, and empty shelves in the grocery stores are felt by nearly every American, including the people of Cambridge, Ohio. On February the 25th, 1991, Cambridge enacted legislation 90.14 on livestock ownership within the city limits. This ordinance prohibits the keeping of any animal normally kept on farms, including fowl, on tracts of land under 5 acres, not zoned for agricultural purposes. In 2015, after finding there was no threat of bird flu in Ohio, the state lifted its ban and left the decision of backyard hen ownership up to individual cities. Since then, with permit and regulation, residents in Columbus, Ohio can now have up to 4 chickens in their backyards. Cincinnati residents can have up to 10 hens. Our neighboring cities of Zanesville and Byesville also allow the ownership of fowl. In 1918, the U.S. government encouraged the raising of hens, stating it was a patriotic duty in times of war, further stating that even the smallest backyard has room for a flock large enough to supply the house with fresh eggs. Eggs rich with nutrients and protein, which during uncertain economic times could prove to be life-saving for the residents and children of Cambridge. I, as well as many friends and neighbors, believe that the city ownership of hens should be permitted specifically for this purpose. As a hedge against uncertainty, this proposed amendment, of course, would not be without limit. Permits, chicken tractors, and hen houses should be required, as well as upkeep and care for every chicken permitted. And of course, chickens should not be allowed to run freely. Not only would this provide a stable food source for our families, but it would also provide us an opportunity to take responsibility for ourselves, our community, and our children, teaching them the same values along the way, as well as helping in their education. This pandemic came upon us suddenly and has affected the lives of every person on this planet, in our health, our social interaction, and in our economy. The residents of Cambridge should be prepared for uncertain times. Heaven forbid that anything, much like this unseen enemy, were to ever come our way again. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Mr. Loffman,
Motion to refer to legislative committee?
Mr. Marlin,
I second that.
all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Next, please.
The next thing is just monthly reports from the auditor, the treasurer, and the municipal court.
Mr. Marlin,
I make a motion, we accept and place on file.
Mr. Fillon,
Second the motion.
all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion is carried. Reports of committees.
Report of Finance Committee, April the 6th, we recommend that council adopt a resolution authorizing the auditor to approve blanket purchase orders.
Any questions of the committee on that report? Next, please.
Report of Finance Committee, April the 6th, we recommend that council adopt a resolution approving the city's credit card policy.
Any questions of the committee on that report? Next, please.
Report of Finance Committee, April the 6th, we recommend that the following transfers and appropriations be approved. Appropriate $26,630.03 to Code Enforcement Services by contract.
Any questions of the committee on that report? Next, please.
Report of Finance Committee, April the 6th, we recommend that council approve the Clark Pool seasonal employee pay rate.
Any questions of the committee on that report? Okay, we'll move on to unfinished business. Is there anything under unfinished business? Nothing. We'll go to the audience portion. If there's anyone out there in the audience that wishes to address council, simply raise your hand. Clerk will unmute you and be able to speak for 15 minutes or 5 minutes, excuse me, maximum. We'd like you to give your name and address for the record.
Nobody signed in.
Okay, so we're good there. I just said all that for nothing. New business, please.
It sounded good.
Practice makes perfect.
All right. Audience, ordinances and resolutions.
A resolution authorizing the city auditor to approve blanket purchase orders.
Mr. Urbancho,
Motion to suspend.
Mr. Loffman.
Second the motion?
Roll call on suspension, please.
Leonard,
Yes.
Wolverton,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Laufman,
Yes.
Evancho,
Yes.
McMillan,
Yes.
Garland.
Yes.
And that ordinance is declared adopted.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Leonard,
Motion to pass.
Mr. McMillan, you have it.
Second to pass.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Marlin,
Yes.
McMillan,
yes,
Evancho,
Yes.
Hill,
yes,
Wolverton,
yes,
Loffman,
yes,
Leonard,
Yes.
Now that ordinance is declared adopted. Next, please.
a resolution authorizing the approval of the city's credit card policy.
Mr. Wolfton,
motion to suspend,
Mr. Evancho,
I'll second the motion.
roll call and suspension, please.
Marlin,
Yes.
McMillan,
yes,
Evancho,
Yes.
Hill,
yes,
Wolverton,
yes,
Loffman,
yes,
Leonard,
Yes.
Ms. Hill
motion to pass,
and Mr. Leonard.
Second to pass.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Evancho,
Yes.
Marlin,
Yes.
McMillan,
yes,
Leonard,
Yes.
Hill,
yes,
Loffman,
yes,
Wolverton,
yes,
And that ordinance is declared adopted. Next, please.
an ordinance of transfers and appropriations.
Mr. Marlin,
Motion to suspend.
Mr. Wolverton,
second that motion,
roll call and suspension, please.
Hill,
yes,
Loffman,
yes,
Leonard,
Yes.
Evancho,
Yes.
McMillan,
yes,
Wolverton,
yes,
Marlin,
Yes.
Mr. Lockman
motion to pass,
and Mr. Leonard.
Second to pass.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Marlin,
Yes.
Wolverton,
yes,
McMillan,
yes,
Evancho,
Yes.
Leonard,
Yes.
Loffman,
yes,
Hill,
yes,
And that ordinance is declared adopted. Next, please.
an ordinance establishing park seasonal employee pay rate.
Mr. Wolverton,
motion to suspend,
Mr. Vancho,
Second the motion.
roll call and suspension, please.
Marlin,
Yes.
Hill, Hill,
yes,
McMillan,
yes,
Leonard,
Yes.
Evancho,
Yes.
Wolverton,
yes,
Loffman,
yes,
Mr. McMillan
motion to pass,
and Mr. Leonard.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Hill,
yes,
Marlin,
Yes.
Wolverton,
yes,
Loffman,
yes,
Leonard,
Yes.
McMillan,
yes,
Vancho,
Yes.
And that ordinance is declared adopted. Move to miscellaneous. Mr. Vancho,
Yes, I may need some help here. Are we looking at just still doing one committee meeting a month?
yeah, so it would be May the 4th.
All right, so I will call for a finance committee meeting on May the 4th at 4:30 PM.
Legislative at 4:45 on May 4th or immediately following the Finance Committee.
and we'll do committee as a whole at 5 o'clock or immediately following legislative. Anything else? Okay, seeing nothing, Mr. Marlin,
This is a first. I make a motion, we adjourn.
we are adjourned.
All right.
Thanks,
everybody
everybody.
have a good week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
thank you.